Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Very good day. Goeiedag, molwene, and welcome to Life Matters in our third season. Yes, I welcome you to our third season. We've done just over 70 shows, alhamdulillah. We have in this season, we have some new and stimulating programs just for you. So always join us every Monday and Wednesday and catch our uploads on YouTube as well. So shows from inspirational parenting stories of sportsmen and their moms, and looking at what it was like to actually parent a sporting child, to the important and educational medical and health information. So we divide Life Matters into health and parenting. So do stay tuned to our various shows, because every life does matter. Today in our health edition, we're shining a light on Tiba Services for the Blind, an extraordinary organization dedicated to empowering visually impaired individuals. October is Eye Care Awareness Month, therefore we're chatting all about that. And Tiba Services for the Blind is at the forefront of promoting vision health. Joining me today is Mr. Mohammed Iqbal Mahdi, an optometrist and a Tiba board member. Don't forget to interact with us in the show, because we love to hear from you. We have our WhatsApp line and also our various social media pages available to you. And if you have any family, friends that needs to hear about eye care awareness, please do tell them to follow us right now and watch us wherever they are across the lands and over the beautiful seas on www.hilaal.tv. Now let's welcome our guest, Mr. Mahdi. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We appreciate your time, and it's an absolute pleasure welcoming you to our studios, our humble home here at Hilaal TV, and also our revamped studios for the third season. So thank you so much for joining us, and assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, and greetings to all your viewers.
So firstly, let's find out what TIBA means. T-I-B-I is an acronym, I'm sure, for a word. What does that stand for? And can you introduce yourself to our viewers and the role you play at TIBA and, of course, TIBA Services for the Blind?
Okay, so TIBA has its origins way back in 1949, where we had the Colored and Indian Association for the Blind. And originally it was based in Bosmont, Coronationville, and it served the needs for the blind at that time. Needs like braille, orientation and mobility, recreation for the blind, and also like workshops for the blind. With the advent of apartheid, we were forced to disband, and Indian people moved to Lenasia, and therefore we had to start as an Indian organization. So we call ourselves the Transvaal Indian Blind Association.
Okay.
Fortunately, in 1994, with the new government, and because TIBA was reaching out to many people of other race groups, we decided to rename TIBA and keep the word TIBA, because TIBA is like a brand.
Yes.
People know it. So we kept the name TIBA and then called ourselves TIBA Services for the Blind.
All right.
I am a management committee or board member of TIBA for several years, and I'm in private practice as an optometrist.
So looking at the inspiration behind the creation, the formation of TIBA, would you say that its core objectives is still practiced today? What has changed and what has evolved?
So yes, its core objective is to provide eye care and eye clinics for people that are disadvantaged or indigent. And also we've expanded our scope in other areas like early childhood development, and protective workshops for people with profound disabilities. The Early Childhood Development Center is geared for children that also have profound disabilities, learning disabilities.
So how does TIBA address the unique challenges of those visually impaired individuals?
So we try and provide, like I said, the eye care clinics. We try and make people aware of trying to avoid or prevent, becoming visually handicapped or blind. And that's our core objective, trying to make people aware of becoming blind. And then also we try and provide counseling and supportive services to the indigent. So if people with visual difficulties need more expert care from an ophthalmologist, we provide transport to the Lenasia South Hospital where there's a eye department.
Okay. So talk to us about this eye department, the eye clinic in Lenasia. What is that? What services do they offer? How does it operate? Let's talk about that.
So the eye clinic is run like twice a week. It provides services like basic eye examinations and provision of spectacles at a very reduced cost.
Okay.
And the optometrists that come out there are optometrists in training from the University of Johannesburg, and they do the eye examinations and provision of spectacles. Then those people that need specialist care, like maybe they're developing a cataract, or maybe they're having some kind of damage that's occurring at the back of the eye, like blood vessels leaking, they need ophthalmological services from an ophthalmologist. So then we would refer them to the Lenasia South Hospital or any other eye care department. Also, we cater for people that have cataracts and they need cataract surgery. They can't afford surgery because they're not on medical aid. So we've partnered with LenMed, private clinic, where cataract surgeries are performed absolutely free by ophthalmologists that are based at that LenMed and the theatre. Just to give you an idea, a cataract surgery can cost anything from 35 to 40,000 per eye if you're not on medical aid.
I want to understand the importance of eye care. I mean, eyewear specs is something that I've always understood when it comes to taking care of your eye, going regularly for eye tests. What does the layperson need to know about taking care of their eyes as an optometrist?
Okay, so the first thing I want to say is if you don't see well and you are in need of spectacles, like if you are very short-sighted, if you don't have good vision, it impacts on your learning because 80% of your learning comes from how clearly you see. So if you don't see clearly, it may impact on your life choices. It impacts on your self-esteem as a human being, your dignity as a human being, your confidence as a human being. I had an example of a youngster that was at school, was performing badly because he was very short-sighted. When he got his first pair of spectacles, his whole life changed. It gave him an amazing confidence and his academic performance improved dramatically. So that's how, that's the type of service we want to provide. We want to make an impact on those people that can be disadvantaged because they're not seeing clearly. In terms of adults that like develop cataracts, for instance, it impacts on their livelihood. So take, for example, say you're a bus driver and you are responsible for carrying people to school or children to school. And now you've developed a cataract, you can't see clearly, you're concerned about your livelihood and you continue driving, even though you're not supposed to be driving because your vision is severely impaired. So this bus driver might not be able to afford cataract surgery and that's going to impact on his livelihood. It's also impacting on the children that he's transporting in terms of their safety. So if we can facilitate the cataract surgery quicker, it helps improve his life and keeps the lives of the children that he's transporting safe on the road.
How is it that people, because I don't have my specs on, I'm completely blind, at least that's how I feel. I can't, I'm nearsighted, so I can't see far. So when I'm sitting looking for my specs, I have to call someone to say, where did I put my specs down? How do people operate if they are not able to see clearly at 50% or at, 60%? It affects their daily life, their quality of life. I mean, how is it even possible for them to continue seeing and driving, for instance, having that 50% vision?
So human beings are amazing. They tend to adapt to what they have or what resources they have. And so they make adjustments, but it does impact on them because in terms of their personality, they might not be as confident. They're very shy. If they don't see clearly, they tend to be withdrawn. It impacts on their academic performance, and it impacts on them reaching their full potential in their own development as human beings.
Yeah. So we're going to take a short break. Thank you so much, Mr. Mahdi, for that information, and we appreciate you staying with us as we understand the challenges of life. Thank you so much, Mr. Mahdi, for introducing us to Tiba's vital work. They also get involved in various community organizations. I had a look at the website. There's workshops, the ECD involvement, as well aerobics and some yoga. So it's clear their comprehensive services make a significant difference in the lives of visually impaired and other individuals. Stay tuned for our next segment where we'll delve into the details of Tiba's free health screening day. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us on Life Matters. Did you know 80% of visual impairments are preventable or even treatable? And according to the WHO, 285 million people worldwide live with visual impairments, as well as 90% of visually impaired individuals reside in developing countries. So Tiba's work directly addresses these staggering statistics, fostering a more inclusive society. So welcome back. Now that we've grasped Tiba's overall mission, let's dive into their flagship event, the Free Health Screening Day. Mr. Mahdi, what prompted Tiba to initiate annual Free Screening Day?
It's basically to encourage people to be aware of their health, to take better care of their health. Many people are fearful or apprehensive or reluctant to seek medical care. So screening, like screening for, say, blood glucose or cholesterol or vision screening, encourages them to take better care of their health, motivates them to be aware of their health issues, and hopefully these screenings can play a vital role in preventing people's from becoming visually handicapped or blind, and also preventing them having difficulties with their health. For instance, if you're diabetic, you're going to have many different complications if you don't look after your diabetes. So basic blood glucose tests can prompt them to change their trajectory in taking better care of their health.
So we've got the health screen poster up, and it talks about the actual services. So can you elaborate on the health screening day? What services will be provided and offered during this screening day?
So before I answer that question, I want to say we have this Tiba Annual Health Day, and we partner with many health partners. And this year we decided to call it the Tiba Health Day, the Ibrahim Talia Tiba Health Day. Ibrahim Talia was one of our executive members. He also played various roles in Tiba. He was also the former treasurer of Tiba, and he passed away in August. So in his honor, we've decided to call this year's Tiba Health Day the Ibrahim Talia Health Day.
Okay. So, mashallah, may the Almighty grant him the highest place in Jannah, and appreciate the fact that, you know, individuals like that plays a big role in our society, and acknowledging them in this way, alhamdulillah, does also allow us to remember, you know, what they stand for. But with regards to the services, it's quite a comprehensive list. Talk to us about that for the day.
Okay, so Tiba Partners has different health partners. Apart from we providing vision screening, we have health partners that have come on board, like IMASA, the Islamic Medical Association of South Africa. They provide medical personnel, including the allied professions like, say, podiatrists, biokineticists. This year, uniquely, they're also going to provide acupuncture for people that come out on this day. Then we have other partners like Lancet Lab. They will be doing the testing for blood glucose, cholesterol. they will also do your basic blood pressure tests. We have other partners that are involved in measuring people's weight, the thing called body mass index. As you know, many more people are becoming obese. South Africa
Yes.
has one of the highest obesity rates.
Unfortunately.
And also we have an increased amount of people that are becoming diabetic worldwide. So we want to make people aware of how diabetes impacts on their lives, especially diabetes. And that's why we partner with these healthcare partners, so that we enhance and improve people's lives and prevent them from having visual impairments and other function loss.
Absolutely. And you being a management committee member as well as the coordinator for this day, please elaborate on TIBA's health services when it comes to providing for those individually impaired, at least visually impaired individuals specifically, because of course that's your department.
So when we talk about visually impaired, we're talking about people that are losing function. They can't do a simple thing like cross the road, or read a newspaper, or watch television. So we want to try and prevent them from becoming visually handicapped or blind. And if they do, then we need to provide supportive services like orientation and mobility, and make them aware of the different type of products that are out there, like for instance, magnifiers, braille, and so forth.
Okay. Who is the health screening day targeted for? Because you've mentioned, you know, kids at school, elderly, you know, bus drivers. Who are they for?
We try and target it mainly to people that are indigent, people that can't afford medical care, and people that may be reluctant to go for medical care, either out of anxiety or fear. So this is like an icebreaker for them. Like I remember someone relating a story that they became a person at high blood pressure, hypertensive, and they were just reluctant to have their blood pressure checked. And the basic screening picked that up at our TIBA Health Day, one of our previous health days, and now this person is motivated to look after their high blood pressure.
Are there any plans to ensure accessibility for everybody, even those with disabilities?
I'm not aware of that as yet, and I think that question can be best answered by our chairperson, Mr. Bhuti Esak, and the social worker Farnaz Waja. And I hope that Hilaal TV will pursue them in carrying out an interview with them about all TIBA's other activities.
But on the day, is there accessibility for those attendees who are maybe disabled?
Like in terms of
on a wheelchair?
I mean, the terrain and the setup.
Yeah, talking about the venue,
Yeah, will facilitate for all of that. And then we also, on the day, will provide like, you know, basic drinks, food for people once they're done with the screening. So they might be out there for like, say, 4 or 5 hours. So when they completed with the screening, we have an organization, a charity organization like Al Imdad, Helping Hands and Living Hearts. It will provide food and drinks for people that have come out for the day. So
those listening and planning to come out on Sunday, what do they need to know?
Number one, they must try and come as early as possible. The screening program starts at 9 o'clock. They need to register. Number two, make sure they come with a sun hat. And if they can, a bottle of water, because sometimes the queues can be quite long and they might wait for quite a while. And very importantly, they need to cooperate and exercise patience, because we're trying to reach many people. On our previous health days, we had probably like 500, 600 people. So yeah, that's what we need to do.
Let's talk about the facilities at the venue. What do people need to know about that? Is there, you know, if they're going to be there for a couple of hours, is there ablution facilities, toilet facilities? Do somebody need to come and pick them up again to, you know, do those necessaries?
So there is ablution facilities. Also in the waiting area, we've put up a tent so they can be seated under, you know, under shaded area. And also in the event if somebody gets suddenly very ill and they need emergency medical care, we also have a ambulance on standby for the whole time of the screening. of the health day.
What role does the community play regarding your health screening day? How can they get involved? And what do those that maybe know their health conditions, but want to, because we spoke earlier about, student doctors, about those in the medical fraternity, or those who are just interested, in the industry. How can the community get involved and play an engaging role in these health days?
They can assist us by volunteering their services, not only to TIBA, but other organizations that are involved in healthcare matters, like, say, for the deaf, or women that are facing gender-based violence. So that's the role they can play. I think a very important role they can play is talking good about our organization, promoting our organization, and also remembering maybe if they have that extra 100 Rand, 200 Rand to contribute generously to TIBA.
Okay, so you are accepting donations on the day, alhamdulillah. You spoke about the collaboration with other organizations that actually amplifies the impact of health screening days. How long has these health screening days gone on for? Because, you talk about last year and the year before, and I see dates of 2018. And let's talk about some of the successes of these health days.
So, the health day has been originated, I can't exactly remember which year we first started, but it's been a good few years.
Okay.
And I think one of the greatest impacts is if we can make a change in somebody's life to take better care of their health. If we can intervene and prevent people from taking better care if they're diabetic, so we can prevent them from losing their limb or their vision. So I think that's our greatest success. For me, that's the greatest success. The other greatest success is to see the smile on people's faces. That is the most thrilling and beautiful part for me. If we can make people see clearer, either with the provision of spectacles, or if they're losing vision because of a cataract and now they suddenly can see. Just to see that smile on the face of that person, for me, that's the great achievement.
Absolutely, and I can see the smile on Mr. Mahdi's face as well. Absolutely remarkable. The Free Health Screening Day is truly a testament to TIBA's commitment to holistic healthcare. We'll take a short break before exploring the impact, challenges, and future visions of TIBA's endeavours. Back just after this short break. Don't go anywhere. And we're back on Life Matters. Thank you so much for joining us. Shukran, jazakumullah khair, baya danki. Nkosi, let's explore the tangible results for TIBA's Services for the Blind, the efforts. Don't forget to interact with us and follow our various social pages. Once again, we're up at your local mobile in your hand, and also our uploads on our YouTube channel, Hilaal TV Life Matters. And remember, wherever you are in the world, watch us live right now on hilaal.tv. So, Mr. Mahdi, let's look at some of the successes, and you've mentioned that the smile on your face alone tells us how you witness those successes, and I'm sure the warmness that one feels in the heart. But you continue to do this. For us, as we know, with every event comes, some possible hurdles. What are those potholes that your organization does face on the day of the health screening, and that people should know and can possibly, prevent them? And then also with the planning, any, sort of potholes when facing your mission for the day?
So the greatest challenge on the day is to ensure or make sure that people that have volunteered their services, like your medical doctors, honor that commitment, are there on time. That's been a challenge. Many professionals, they commit themselves, but they're not always, they can last minute ditch us. And this year we want to offer a gynecological service for women that to try and prevent for cancers, for instance.
Okay.
So
because that was a problem during COVID.
Yeah.
I've met so many women that did not go for their screening, the breast screening, which is also, awareness for October, Breast Awareness Month. And they missed, during COVID, they missed, that one screening. And when they opened their eyes again, they were diagnosed with breast cancer.
Right. So we hoping and praying that all the medical professionals that have committed to this day avail themselves and they come on time. And we also appeal to other medical professionals that if they can come and help us on that day, it will be highly appreciated. We always have challenges with getting enough medical people to assist us.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah, we do, but we need to have even more.
Yeah. So what is your call out right now for those medical people? Which medical people are you calling out? And how would that be, being there on the day, be an advantage to them?
So we're calling out for like GPs, maybe a neurologist, because we want to enhance people's health and expose them to the different medical professionals. We're also calling out on ophthalmologists to come and assist us.
Okay.
Any medical specialty. And also, like I said, even medical students, because students that are studying, they maybe their 4th or 5th or 6th year, if they can come out on that day, help with, say, blood pressure, and just talking to people about their health. Many people feel intimidated asking questions, and maybe this is a unique opportunity for them to feel comfortable in asking questions to medical people. Often I encounter medical people that are very, very short in their answers. They always push for time, and they don't always give the patient enough time to ask questions. They don't feel comfortable. So
I have a professor I often speak to, and he elaborates. He's specializes in GP and GP services, and he actually elaborates on the bedside manner, that
correct.
appreciation to the time that patient had waited to come and see you, instead of just pushing them past as a number. We were chatting earlier, and you've mentioned, how this actually benefits the medical fraternity, especially students when participating in days like this.
So it enhances their skills. It exposes them from, like the different conditions people have, like, for instance, diabetes, hypertension, overactive thyroids, conditions like eye care, in terms, like medical people, like your GPs, are not always aware of like eye care or like, say, for instance, glaucoma or cataracts. So at least it exposes them, makes them aware. And of course, that can help them in their future careers. So that's what we're hoping for. Also, the other challenge we have is managing the numbers properly and cooperation from the public.
And it's a tick box in their CV when they add this to the possible, next vocation.
Yeah, it enhances their careers, gives them better opportunities in their lives.
Yeah, so they've had these interactions and experiences with people of, many conditions, alhamdulillah. I'm sure there are some notable success stories that comes out of these days. Any, besides the smiles and the happiness and the appreciation from your patients and the visitors to these screen days, please share those impactful moments, and one or two that stands out for you.
So, like, I think the greatest success is that we've been able to get this thing going for so many years. That's a great achievement. The other success is so many people now appreciate the services that TIBA offers. So when we try and reach out to donors, we don't get a whole lot of lectures and questions, and they say, wow, TIBA, that's an organization they would willingly give to. So that's the type of impact. And I think the greatest impact is making people care for themselves, making people aware of their health and taking care of their health, and be responsible for their well-being and their health. So that's the greatest impact.
TIBA's services for the blind is not just for the blind, it's a holistic approach for everybody. How do you measure the event's success and impact on the community?
I don't have an answer to that question, a proper answer to that question.
Because you spoke about the numbers.
Yeah, I guess the numbers, and just the fact that TIBA is visible in the community. People are aware. If you talk to anybody, like this morning, I was going for an early morning walk, and I was talking to people. They said, "Oh yeah, TIBA, we know what they were doing."
Yeah.
I participated in their fun run many years ago, so
Yeah.
that's a type of impact.
So it's a name that's well known. And
Yeah,
when
it's a
you
good
hear it,
brand,
there we go.
like McDonald's.
And you've mentioned the acronym, because people don't actually go with the Transvaal Indian Blind Association. Now it's TIBA's Services for the Blind.
Correct,
And that's
yeah.
what they know, alhamdulillah. I'm sure the organization has some long-term goals looking at the future. What are they possibly with regards to the Health Day and its mission it wants to achieve?
So our long-term goals is to ensure that people vision doesn't become impaired. So prevention, and then those that have difficulties with their vision, they must be rehabilitated.
Okay.
They must be given supportive services like counseling.
Yeah.
Our other long-term goal is to try and get more people, try and have more partners to assist us with the backlog of cataract surgery.
Okay.
Presently, our health partner, LandMed, provides 100 to 150 cataract surgeries per year. And we're hoping that we increase that even more. And I would also like to appeal to and this is my own thoughts, that maybe it would be a good idea if we have a specific cataract project where people donate.
Just for the cataract.
For cataracts. So, so at least instead of just reaching 150 people, more people can benefit, so they don't have to be handicapped with the loss of vision. So
definitely.
that's one of my.
And Amin, inshallah, may Allah accept that, Mr. Mahdi. But fascinating insights from TIBA's Mr. Mahdi. He is a management committee member as well as the coordinator for this event. Helps everyone overcoming the challenges, and expanding its reach is truly inspiring to everyone. Next, we'll discuss how listeners and viewers rather can support this remarkable organization, TIBA Services for the Blind. Back in a moment. Welcome back, and a big thank you, Shukran, for staying with us and wrapping up this in-studio interview on eye care awareness and highlighting how TIBA Services for the Blind is participating in giving back to those in need of dire medical needs. And now that we've had a glimpse of TIBA's inner works, let's talk about how our audience, how you can contribute as a volunteer. And Mr. Mahdi, an optometrist and a committee member for TIBA, has mentioned the fact that the struggle of getting the medical students or fraternity to commit for this free screening day. So added to that, you can put it on your CV. It gives you the experience, the confidence to know that you helped diagnose this individual with glaucoma, with diabetes, with high blood pressure, with even a possible screening of cancer. So let's encourage our family members or friends or local doctor that you know of within the medical fraternity, even if it is a nurse or somebody that's, the ambulance services, just to interact with these individuals that are coming out, spending hours in the sun, possibly the rain, just to have a doctor or somebody of medical knowledge come and see them, check them out, which they possibly haven't done in years. So let's continue this conversation and hear about the opportunities that exist for any volunteers. So Mr. Mahdi, please elaborate. You've mentioned the doctors and the GPs and possibly a neurologist and specialist ophthalmologists. How can the public and volunteers participate in enhancing this day? What is your call out to those donors and the partners to make a difference on these free health screening days?
One of the challenges we face is it's always difficult for getting members of the public to serve on welfare organizations or charity organizations. Like TIBA, we have many members, but they're now getting old, and we're calling for young blood. We need young people. Our greatest challenge, we don't have young people participating in the different organizations. we call out on young people. Young people, it's more important for them to attend this function or spend the weekend away or go to a mall, or no offense to them, but we need more commitment from young people to serve on, like for organizations like TIBA. Or any other organization, maybe an organization for cancer, or maybe an organization for gender-based violence. We need young people. Because young people have great ideas, they're passionate, they have a great deal of energy. So we call on members of the public to participate. In terms of donors, ideally, TIBA and other organizations shouldn't be going out and having fundraising events. It must be part of the ethos. I'm going to pay 100 rands per month to this organization. I'm going to pay 100 rands towards my local masjid for the maintenance of that local masjid. It must be done without any, force or people calling him out. It must come from within yourself. I'm prepared to spend that 100 rands. So can you imagine if members of the public, if we just had 1,000 members contributing like 100 rands per month, that's 100,000 to say TIBA. Can you imagine how that will enhance the activities of TIBA?
Yeah, because it's not just the free health screening days. I mean, TIBA is involved, as you mentioned, the eye clinic twice a week. That's out in the south, correct? And then you have workshops.
We have workshops. We also have like reach out programs to schools, educational programs to talk to them about eye care. Our social worker does a sterling job in that respect,
So this is Eye Care Awareness Month. What I would like you to add, please, Mr. Mahdi, is any eye care awareness tips. What should one watch out for when you feel that you have an eye care issue?
So I want to begin first with children. Earlier I said that 80% of your learning comes from good vision.
Okay.
If you see well, you also hear better.
Yes.
You're also more confident. You can enjoy the simple thing like going to the beach and not be hampered or impacted, or feeling negative that I can't see, so I can't enjoy the day's activity. So I want to start out with young children. I feel it's very important that every child has their vision screened. That's the first tip.
From which age can they start having vision screening?
They can start from even the age of 3 or 4.
Okay.
Right?
But start.
The earlier you have like visual defects like myopia or very short-sighted, the earlier you pick it up, the better the chance is that that child won't progress to becoming very myopic or short-sighted. So with children, I think good vision means good learning and better academic performance and better prospects in their lives. So that's what I'm also saying. There's now more and more people, children, using near-point devices like mobile phones and iPads. And I'm calling on parents to limit the screen time that their children spend with phones and iPads.
Thank you for mentioning
And also, what I'm noticing is that many children they don't do the simple thing like playing outside. They recommend that you should get at least 2 hours of sunlight per day because that enhances and helps your vision. If you spend that time out in the day, in the sun, it doesn't have to be continuous 2 hours. That can help reduce the impact of short-sightedness. More and more people in the world are becoming myopic or short-sighted. So that's what I want to say with children.
Okay.
And then with adults, I think it's important that they take good care of their health. Good care so they don't become diabetic. Because the consequence of diabetic is nasty. It impacts on your vision, on your limbs, on your heart. So if you can avoid becoming diabetic, that's wonderful. And if you do, you must try and look after your diabetes.
Absolutely. Because it's definitely lifestyle changes that can assist
And
with
then
it.
also, as people get older, there's a risk of them developing conditions like glaucoma, cataracts, macular degeneration. So it's important that people ideally should have their vision examined every year.
Okay. So I still had a few questions with regards to that, but that's an optometry show on its own, inshallah. Let's just please elaborate the free screening day that's taking place this weekend and how our viewers can attend.
So we going to be starting at 9 o'clock with the screening. It's going to run till 3. And we're calling on people to arrive earlier than that time so that they can be registered for the day. And then the screening that will be offered will be vision screening, blood glucose, cholesterol, blood pressure, body mass index, and other specialist screenings. And also there'll be services provided by like your chiropractor for people that have back issues. So there's many different...
and the acupuncture?
Acupuncture, yes. So that's what we're hoping to achieve on the day.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today in our studio, and we appreciate you coming out to talk to us about this free screening day, and we hope that people come out in numbers as well as the doctors. And don't forget to donate, and we encourage everybody to donate. So all the best for that day, Mr. Mahdi. We will leave those details for the donations on screen, and also do request them via our various social pages and our WhatsApp line, and we get them through to you. It's an organization that desperately needs your funds. As Mr. Mahdi said, even if it's just 100 Rand you're bringing along to the day, for the day, have your family and friends come and see what's happening. There's various ways of doing banking transactions, and the details are up on the screen. So please, viewers, please participate in not just taking the services, but also being a donor. So thank you so much, Mr. Mahdi. It was a pleasure chatting to you. All the best for the day. Mr. Mahdi Iqbal, Muhammad Iqbal Mahdi, optometrist and TIBA board member, for empowering us with knowledge and illuminating the vital work TIBA Services for the Blind does in promoting eye awareness and the ways to support TIBA. Your dedication inspires us all. Hope to see more of TIBA's work and involvement in the community. And remember, join us. The quest for vision quality. Schedule regular eye exams, donate to support TIBA's initiative, volunteer for vision screening and events, and spread awareness about eye care and TIBA's vision. Don't forget to participate this Sunday in Johannesburg, South Lenasia, for their free health screening day. Vision care is a fundamental human right. Support TIBA's endeavors and take proactive steps towards protecting your eye vision. Every action counts in preserving the gift of sight. Visit TIBA's website or social media pages, channels to learn more. Until next time on Life Matters, stay informed, stay inspired, and stay holistically healthy. From the rest of the Life Matters team here in Johannesburg, be well, wassalamu alaikum, and goodbye.
Shukran. Thank you.